What up, people? It's your boy, Master Chudy, out here with another video. It's been a week, but this caught my eye. So, if y'all don't know, give me a minute. If y'all don't know, basically, Mario is essentially speeding towards $900 million by the end of this weekend when the internationals come in. Basically. And apparently it's broken records in China as well. First slam dunk scores in China, or that would be Evil Dead, basically. But Mario's here to stay. Mario's not going anywhere, as we can see. We even see that Evil Dead managed to beat expectations too. Good for them. But it's still Mario's show, as they say. And look at this. An incredible. Right now, with the new domestics in, 876 million. International should definitely make that more interesting and intriguing. But as we can see, another week with 37% drop. Fantastic. And it was last week, it was estimated at 40% or so, 42% basically, which was still pretty good, but then it was revised further down. Now, this week is another estimate. And for all we know, it could be lower, but we do know it's definitely most likely below 40%. So it's another sub 40% drop 2 weeks in a row. This movie has legs. This movie is not going to stop. It's going to continue succeeding. And that puts into question some other things in terms of the Guardians of the Galaxy and how it's going to do, because people have been saying that it is now in jeopardy of flopping. I'm not that overtly panicky about that, but we'll see. You can still making records. It's now the fifth all-time domestic animated box office. It's now top 10 in non-sequel box office. Number one now domestic all-time box office, and it's most likely going to hold that way for this year. Number one video game movie. Number five all-time box office in digital animation. Number six in domain kids fiction movies. It is now hitting a top 30 in each of its categories except for all-time domestic inflation adjusted box office 82, and I know OMB loves his adjusted inflation, but it's making records and it's hitting all things, and I expect this number to continue to increase as well in terms of all-time box office domestic. There's already cases of it. If we were to go to my Twitter quickly, already cases of it now becoming. It is now the fifth highest grossing animated film, and then the film will pass Shrek 2 and Frozen 2 for third place. It will hit top 3 very soon, and it could be aiming for the crown. So we see that it's passing its own, Universal's passing its own work, and then it's passing Disney. With Shrek 2 being one of the greatest sequels to an animated film, and possibly the greatest sequel of all time, and then Frozen 2 doing the numbers that it did. But with all these numbers and these monumental low drops in its run, it leads me to believe that can Mario continue to have an impact on the summer box office? Will it be continuing to make prime profit, essentially, in the box office? And I'd have to say it's a possibility. For example, let's go into movie releases in 2023. The good old movie Insider. Now, Mario's still coming. We've seen that Chevrolet Evil Dead Rise has come out. Next week, uh, you've got a reimagining of the Return of the Jedi, celebrating 40 years. But we'll see how that goes. But Are You There, Margaret? Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, based on a book. And they've got the big George Foreman biopic. Mario may probably still be number one. Obviously, it's most likely going to be number one because of that. But then we get into the next week. Guardians of the Galaxy Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Now, this could be the first film which would most likely dethrone Mario from its number one spot. But then we're all going to be looking at its drop. And we all know that the MCU films since Phase 4 have been having these huge second week drops, monumental second week drops. Mario might reclaim its spot on May 12th because you have Hypnotic, the book club, which is a very niche audience. Book Club made profit the first one that came out, yeah. Knights of the Zodiac, Hypnotic, okay. You get to May 19th, then of course Fast X is going to come out. And of course, obviously, this will most likely take out Mario for that. But Mario, I have no doubt, will probably still be making millions as well. And then that's when you have Disney's Little Mermaid, which was not done any favors, being sandwiched between Fast X and then Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, and even the Boogeyman as well, and then Transformers: Rise of Beasts. But Mario could probably have an impact for the whole month of May, still making money, and probably into early June. That's how great this movie is, and that's how much that this film has captured the sights of the people across the world. Audiences want to see this movie, but that's not it. Mario may have, in a way, revitalized the movie industry. You see right here, global box office now projected to reach 32 billion in 2023, and you have the Gower Street Analytics saying that they've increased their projections for the global box office across 2023. The London-based firm now expects worldwide receipts to hit 32 billion for the year. The updated projection comes as the industry gathers in Las Vegas on the eve of CinemaCon, and as the Super Mario Bros. Movie is poised to be the first billion-dollar global grosser of 2023. And they say that if this 32 billion holds, it would be a 23% increase from 2022, though it's still trailing the average of the three pre-pandemic years of 2017 to 2019 by 20%. And we know that in 2019 we had a lot of huge releases, as you know, Logan and whether you like it or not, Justice League, Thor, Ragnarok. 2018, huge year as well with Black Panther, Avengers: Infinity War, Ready Player One, The Incredibles 2. Billion-dollar films coming out the wazoo between this range of 2017 to 2019. But as we've seen throughout the pandemic, or 2020 to now, there've only been $2 billion films, now coming to three in that same span, pretty much from 2021 to 2023. Your No Way Home, Spider-Man, your Top Gun Maverick, and our Mario's looking to be that three once per year. But what competition, and we're going to have to get to Disney in terms of why their movies are not terrible or have been done poorly, is that since the pandemic, more and more people have been going to the movies. They've been spending their money. The trend is becoming upward. It's not flatlining, it's getting upward. It's getting high up there. And as we can see, basically, it'll be its first billion-dollar grosser. It's like Gower estimating that the international box office will hit 23 billion. Of that, China reps 6.8 billion, so about a little over 25%. That would be a 25% hike in 2022. So even the world and domestically, everybody's coming out there. They say that China has seen a stronger than expected recovery in the first quarter following a disappointing 2022. The Lunar New Year was pretty solid. Recently, two Japanese movies have been doing a bang-up job. Suzume, which I've heard good things about, and the first Slam Dunk. However, there remain concerns about the general lack of oomph from audiences with regard to Hollywood titles. That's the thing. The world is getting tired of the product that Hollywood is producing. That's why Mario is such a huge game changer, because everybody's spending their money. Gower notes that 6.8 billion full-year projection puts China back on the level equivalent to the 2021 at current exchange rates, but based almost entirely on how much Q1 actuals overperformed estimates. The analytics are holding firm to the Q2 and Q4 estimates remain steady. And as you can see, the Chinese market is doing pretty good. More or less, that's pretty much it. And if we were to go back to the 900 million, we can see that, yes, it's estimated 871 million. This is how much it's made so far. The international market should be coming in. It's breaking records. Mario has surpassed Coco in Mexico to become the number 2 biggest studio animation ever behind Toy Story 4. And so that gives you a fact that Coco, which is a beautiful film, Disney, by the way, based off the culture of the Dias de las Muertas holiday and the beautiful story that was told, Mario has taken that over. France saw great holds, basically. It's now surpassing the lifetimes of Minions, The Rise of Gru, Toy Story 4, and Inside Out. Mario's now the number one. It's performing in line with Frozen 2 and Minions. It's going to probably be the number one animated release in France. Germany is now the clear number one now. It's beating that out. In the UK and Ireland, there was a heavy drop in Friday due to the end of school holidays. However, Saturday business remained strong, pretty much. They did that. Australia, it's number one. Mario has taken over both Frozen films in Australia. Spain and the rest of them, they're doing their way. It's opening new markets in the Middle East. We can see that the UAE grossed $1.7 million from 212 screens, despite a highly competitive Eid corridor. Because, as you know, Ramadan is ending. Super Mario Brothers has ended number one ahead of John Wick and a Bollywood film. And it's achieved the second biggest animated opening weekend of all time in the UAE, just slightly behind Minions, which is an Illumination product. We can see that everybody is spending their money and whatnot. And then, of course, new animation with the first Slam Dunk. Anime is doing what it needs to do, basically. So, with all of this in mind, with Mario doing so well, what does that say? It shows that Mario is breathing life back into the movie industry. People are going to spend money on films they like. Families will be making money. Will not be making money. Families will be taking their kids to movies that they generally feel are great, that are family friendly. And I know that going back to the list, I have no doubt that Universal is licking their chops basically at Ruby Gillman, Teenage Kraken. And while it's essentially competing with Indiana Jones, Ruby Gillman, is looking to beat out Elemental, a Walt Disney thing. And who knows how it's going to work out. Ruby Gillman, from its trailers, is doing something new, and it could be attracting families. We'll see what it does. We'll see how it does. But at the same time, we have seen what Mario has done. The curve is there. It's not going to stop. As somebody mentioned, the bumps just keep coming and coming and coming. It just keeps bumping. It's not flatlining. It won't stop. And I think that just judging from the work that it's done, I've seen the Super Mario Brothers 3 times. I love. I'm a gamer. I'm a nerd. I love it. But I've seen the amount of families who just loved it and just kicking back and chilling. And it behooves Disney to now think about look at our animation. Lightyear flopped. It really shouldn't. You had a blueprint to make it very good. It flopped. Strange World, disaster. Basically, the MCU is faltering. We've seen that now. Essentially, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania is a flop. Outside forces notwithstanding. Now people are worried whether Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is going to flop. Disney has got to get its act together, and it doesn't seem that it will do that. But in the meantime, Mario seems to be balling. I'm quite happy. The movie's fun. It's good. It's not deep, and it's encouraged me to say that hey, the video game curse is over. All you need to do is just have, in the case of Sonic, good-looking animation, some okay human characters that don't take up too much of the spotlight, or you could go with Mario, animate your full thing, and just go crazy with that. And that's pretty much it. So, thank y'all for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and hit notifications to make sure you're notified. Tell me what y'all think down below and what you believe, and whether or not Mario will definitely heal the box office moving forward, and whether Disney's days are numbered in terms of the family entertainment and even its movies in general. So, thank y'all for watching, and I'll have more videos up soon. Peace.